have the daily price chart for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, stock ticker AMD. As we can see here, the stock continues to trade under a heavy amount of selling pressure after breaking through its prior sideways consolidative trading range, roughly at 175. So as we can see here, overall, the share price has started to show some breakage through support. This latest level that I've really been watching comes in at 153.30. And as this happened, here we can see that the stock also broke below its 200-day exponential moving average during this process. So if we kind of drill in here, we can see that the share prices broke below this blue line here, which is the 200-day EMA. So overall, this is significant because what this tells us is that the stock has now broken below all four moving averages within its exponential moving average cluster. This does suggest that momentum is now focused on the downside, and it also suggests that share prices themselves will start to receive resistance points at lower and lower levels. So overall, that is a period of weakness that is suggested here in these results from the most recent trading session. But with all that said, we can point to this indicator reading, which does suggest that this period of decline is now starting to develop into oversold territory. This is significant because what it really suggests is that this downtrend here has likely run its course. Is unlikely to extend much further, and has now reached a point of exhaustion. So, what this means is that there's not much room here for share prices to fall much further, given the fact that there really has not been any upside retracement or even sideways consolidation within this activity anytime recently. We do need to keep in mind that there are some very major earnings reports within the technology space that are going to be released this week. Specifically, what I'm talking about here is the Microsoft, Apple, Meta Platforms, and Amazon.com series of quarterly earnings reports that will be released this week. This is all very important information because this really could set the tone for the way technology stocks trade during the remainder of this summer and possibly during the remainder of this year. These results and these numbers are going to be watched very closely in order to determine what is most likely to occur within the technology space as a whole. So most recently here, what we have been watching for has been a breakthrough this 141.10 level. Currently, we can see that the price lows come in at 134.05. So now this most recent area of support, has been removed. I've mentioned in prior videos that this level is important because it marks the 618 retracement, 61.8% retracement of this dominant uptrend rally that we did see in the earlier parts of this year. This was a very significant rally, but since then, we've retraced a bit and then started to move a bit lower within this sideways trading range period here. To the downside, the next level to watch does come in at this 78.6% Fibonacci retracement. And this is significant because it's not found until roughly 121.50. Looking at the current indicator reading, I find it a bit difficult to believe that prices would be able to travel this far without seeing some sort of upside pullback, pullback to the top side here rather than the downside, or at least a period of sideways consolidation, because we're really coming very close here to oversold territory at the moment. And the overall reading in the relative strength index, that's the purple line at the bottom of the chart here, this indicator reading is showing some negative momentum here, but it's not excessive negative momentum. So what's being seen in the indicator reading doesn't really seem to match what is occurring in the actual share price itself. Because this is fairly excessive movement here to the downside, and it really doesn't look sustainable, at least not at this rate. I mean, it's hard to believe that we can really extend much further to the downside. But at the same time, what we really need to remember here is that there's a lot of selling pressure that's going on in the market as a whole. I suggest that people possibly take a look at my the NVIDIA video that I just released, because those price movements have been extreme as well. And there hasn't been any recent earnings information that has been directly related to that stock. So for AMD, the similar scenario has unfolded here, where we're not really seeing AMD specific information that's negative, but for some reason, we're sort of reversing after a very strong break to the top side, in where this sideways range here did sort of resolve itself in the bullish direction. I mean, we did see a positive break here before this reversal lower. So it's really not common to see this type of move. I mean, this type of move looks extremely strange. When we look at this broader context here, we had a sideways trading range. It broke to the top side. That's a bullish event. We were trading above the exponential moving averages. There was a lot here that was pointing, in the upper direction, in the bullish direction, and then almost out of nowhere, we get this massive decline here, and we break through prior support levels. This was the prior support level that was defining the lower end of this trading range, roughly 140, 150. And then, in addition to that, we also had this 618 retracement level a few ticks higher. So, there was a fair amount of support in this zone here, and somehow we still broke through it. And we've done so with almost nothing to be found in the way of upside retracement or upside pullback. So, overall, the effect that this will have to have inevitably is that, the indicator reading is going to have to move into oversold territory. It's really an inevitable factor here. And it is starting to occur, as we can see. So we can just try to drill in here a bit and try to look at the, what is actually going on in this indicator. So as we can see here, we have fallen into oversold territory. So that's a reading below the 30 mark. And now in addition to that, we're starting to roll over out of that territory and break above the yellow line at the bottom of the chart, which is the exponential moving average of the relative strength index. So those are two bullish events there. If we see the indicator roll over out of oversold territory and also break above its own exponential moving average, those are bullish events, and we're trading at oversold levels, relatively nearby. So, the scope here for further declines, doesn't really seem warranted. And if there is anybody that's actually bearish on this stock and would like to suggest that prices should continue to move lower, I would like to hear somebody discuss a put option position or an outright short selling position, because I don't see how that would really be viable at this point. So here's the current market analysis for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, stock ticker AMD. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.